If you didn't know, we're doing a community goal over here. Consider becoming a YouTube member. If we get 30 YouTube members on the channel, I will start a journey of a Titan and Warlock on the channel. I'll make whole new characters for them, and y'all will start getting Titan and Warlock builds from me if you enjoy my builds over here. Not only that, I'll start doing raid nights over here to carry some of you guys through raid. If y'all never been to raid before, carry y'all through dungeons, since Rite 9 is definitely here now, and other benefits, of course, that I said in my other video. So let's try to hit 30 YouTube members over here, a part of the channel. And I treat you right. I treat you nice. We got 4 members right now, so 26 more to go. What up, guys? Alchemist saying I got something for you. So I wanted to do a video showing what I'm taking into the Rites of the 9. Should be today if I schedule this video right. That's coming out today as a hunter main. If you're a hunter main, this is the video for you. This will show you what you should be using in the Rites of the 9. I don't think it'll be difficult because of how busted the artifact is, but this is what I'm going in there as a hunter main for Rites of the 9. So if we talking about ad control, without a doubt, we're gonna be rocking the prismatic build I made on this channel already that most main hunters use. We're basically using your relativism exotic class item, and you're rocking Spirit of Signorachnid and Spirit of Emos Light, so that you can spam your abilities non-stop. And you're going to be rocking Velocity Baton in this build with Attrition Orb and Demolitionist. I don't have Demolitionist, but you'll rock Demolitionist in it. And basically, you'll be just making orbs, getting Restoration with Font of Purpose. You're going to be getting Woven Mail on from Signorachnid using your grenade. You're going to be severing targets with Threaded Spike. And yeah, just the whole 9 yards. Weakening people, can give you some Void Overshield from the artifact and whatnot. You'll be wanting to rock to the Shred, so you're going to be severing everybody, make all the Woven Mail spots for your team. You're going to be rocking your Defibrillating Blast with the Flashover and Dielectric. You're going to be using Ascension non-stop. Disruptor Spike to make it that the enemies do even less damage. And yeah, you run whatever primary you want. You can run a Strand weapon if you want to pour into that fantasy of using the Strand perks inside the artifact. So you can run Unlove or something. Or if you want to rock Bastion, you can run the Particle Reconstruction to kill some tanky yellow names. And then your heavy can be whatever you want to use, right? So this handle all champions. You can literally solo a Grandmaster with this build. So like, if you haven't already, check that video out on the channel. The main prismatic hunter build that every hunter should know that can carry you in any content and still will be strong even after the season. It's a neutral build. You don't have to rely on the artifact. The artifact just make it even stronger. You don't need the artifact to use it. It just works very good, right? And as you see it in the low sector footage I'm showing in the background, I'm walking through the master low sector like it's on normal. It really feels like a cakewalk. I walked through it just through caution to the wind. I was just doing whatever I want to do in there, not worried at all. So yeah, if you don't have this prismatic build, I'll probably drop the dim link in the comment section for you guys, or just tag the video where you can go to get the dim link. But this will be the build you'll be using in any of the ad control rooms where you just want to stay alive and get the objective done. The 3 dungeons is Prophecy, Spire, and Deep. So in Prophecy, the first room is ad control before you get to the boss. So this will work perfect for it. When you get to the boss, you can change to a DPS build, but this can still work on that boss as well. And again, you can put on whatever heavy you want and whatever primary. So you can put on a heavy weapon that's good for DPS, and you can still run this build on the first boss where you're surrounded by ads, right? The second encounter in Prophecy is literally just ad control, so this is gonna carry you through it, no problem. And then the final boss in Prophecy, you'll be using your DPS build, which I'm gonna get into in a sec. Spire, first part in Spire is ad control, so this will work wonders in it. Second part is a boss, you'll be using the DPS build for that. Third part is ad control, and then well, ad control and boss. The boss, if you didn't know, in Spire, Wyvern bosses in the game are weak against super damage. They got a higher super damage multiplier, so you will be using a super DPS build on the Wyvern boss. Now, deep boss ad control at the beginning, so this will work good for the ad control on the deep. Second encounter with the boss, you could run this with like Queen Breakers your heavy, or you just use the DPS build I won't go into for you guys, and breeze to that as well. And then final boss, same thing. It's a lot of ad control density going on, and then boss DPS. But with the DPS build, I'm gonna give you guys that every hunter should be using right now at this point. It should be a cakewalk for the last boss as well, along with someone using Divinity to put a crit spot on the witch. Alright, so as y'all see, it's going crazy with the Lost Sector. Boom, bop, the bam. Now, the DPS builds as plural, okay? So first things first, this is the main DPS build you want to use on a hunter. It does the most DPS, so yeah. But you gotta be good at damage rotation. If you don't know how to do a damage rotation, then the damage is gonna fall flat. In the footage in the background, I'm doing a damage rotation. I didn't do it perfectly because Greg was being a dick and not being perfectly positioned for me, and then sometimes he hitting Greg doing a lot of damage, sometimes he not. So I couldn't showcase like the amazing like damage rotation perfectly without having to, you know, worry about survivability, right? But in this damage rotation, all you're using is Heads and Vengeance. You want to make sure you have on auto loading holster and elemental honing, because you will be doing all 5 elements in this build to give elemental honing max stacks on Heads and Vengeance. So the whole tank shooting rocket in this build is doing max DPS. Also, time loss magazine, you get extra damage whenever you use your super. So we will be using Celestial Nighthawk to do a lot of damage with our super, and then I also make the rocket launcher do more damage and hold more magazine, so you go even crazier with the damage. And then the artifact, you want to make sure you have on Legend Incarnate to make it that time loss origin trait weapons do even more damage. And then you want to make sure you have Limit Break on to make it that Golden Gun does even more damage. So yeah, you're gonna be using Celestial Nighthawk, Heads and Vengeance, and then Steel Hunt, of course, with Celestial Nighthawk to get that damage out fast as well. And the damage rotation is basically shoot a rocket, go to Steel Hunt when it's already activated, shoot Steel Hunt until you run out of magazine, prop Prismatic, and then you want to cancel Prismatic animation by using Golden Gun transformation. You should already have your grenade and stuff. Put a darkness debuff on the boss. If not, don't worry, you got Sever in your Prismatic class ability, whatever crap build. And then you want to shoot the Golden Gun, and then it should reload your Steel Hunt because of the fragments we got on. And then you're able to shoot Steel Hunt some more, pop the Golden Gun for him, go back to the rocket launcher, shoot the rocket launcher off because it got 5 stacks of element honing, and then go back to Steel Hunt, shoot the Golden Gun for him, shoot some more, throw your grenade stuff, go back to the rocket launcher because 3 seconds went by, so I don't host already reloaded it. Shoot the rocket, the grenade probably made that Heads of Vengeance got reloaded again. So you shoot some more rocket, but I got elemental honing on it. Go back to Steel Hunt, and you just going back and forth between Steel Hunt and Heads of Vengeance. What's good about the damage rotation, most damage rotations make it that you go all in on damage and you don't have anything for ad control. In this damage rotation build for hunters, you can use whatever primary you want for survivability. So I'm using Unloved and just utilizing the strand perks inside the artifact so that we can just handle ads without having to worry about, oh my god, what we're gonna do for ad control, right? You're gonna be rocking 3 surges in this build, solar surges, and then you're gonna be running loader and dexterity in your arm piece, and then reserves in your chest piece, so you get as many rockets as you can and many Steel Hunt bullets as you can and whatnot. What we got in our class item, our class is acrobat dodge. You can put on whatever dodge you want. I just put it on so I can use Ascension for my team and give them all radiant if we don't have a will at that moment. And then also, so if I proc acrobat dodge and throw my weakening grenade with Fossa the Dawn, it'll give me the 10 seconds back since I popped acrobat dodge first for the radiant instead of just throwing my melee. So we're rocking that. We use a snare bomb to weaken the boss, using Dustfield grenade to put a dark debuff on the boss and get some shadow damage in. If you don't want that and you want something to get your Transcendence bar quicker, you can go Arc Bolt grenade instead. Rocking Shredder Spectre and Ascension just for the extra fragment slots. They don't really add anything to the build, but for survivability, Shredder Spectre, making that the enemies are shooting your clone, especially doing DPS. You can pop Ascension to get your Radiant with Acrobat Dodge. Also put Clone in the air so that the boss will be focused on the clone while you're doing DPS, and you got Amplified on, so the boss will be missing shots, and you got some damage reduction from Amplified. We got on Faster Solitude, so you will be getting Sever on the boss, making them do less damage, but also this is a darkness debuff, so then your light abilities be doing more damage, and Golden Gun because of Faster Courage. We got on faster protection on for survivability. We got on faster command, so we are doing the freezes with our prismatic grenade and dust field grenade. It will reload our weapons for us, so we can keep going crazy. In my damage rotation, I have to worry about having to reload with Steel Hunt or our rocket launcher. Faster to dodge, so when we throw our smoke bomb, we get radiant. And then we got faster rune on, so that our ignitions and shatter damage do more damage. Shatter do more damage. So this is the DPS build you want to be using on hunters. Now, if you're not a person that's good with damage rotation, as you see in the background, I had got like 3.5 with the damage rotation. It feels perfect. I probably would have hit like 4 mil, probably a little bit more than 4 mil. It's all based on how long the DPS phase is. Against Greg, I could have definitely hit 4 mil if Greg was acting right and I wouldn't worry about survivability. But yeah, this is the highest DPS for hunters. If you're not good with damage rotation, don't worry. Your next follow suit would be, and I show footage in the background, your next follow suit would be same build, but you'll put on Queen Breaker and change your mods to arc instead of solar. And as you see in the background, this would be the damage you'll be getting with Queen Breaker on. It's not that big of a difference. You're probably missing a mil, but you know, if you don't know how to do damage rotation, this is still good damage. Okay, this is still good damage. Just make sure you put on in the artifact particle reconstruction, so Queen Breaker is always getting that weaken off while you're shooting. Do your prismatic and stuff, and then just shoot and hold the trigger with Queen Breaker. Make sure you hit them headshots, and yeah, Queen Breaker will be doing 3 million, probably like 3.2 million if you're hitting all your headshot stuff, depending on the DPS window. And then if you don't want to use Queen Breaker because you don't like having to aim down sights, hit your crits as much, then the next thing that does higher than that is Microcosm. Same thing, pop your golden gun and stuff, and then with Microcosm being souped up, make sure the artifact you have on harsh refraction. Microcosm get buffed from harsh refraction as long as there's any debuff on the boss. And yeah, you will be getting that because of the fragment with faster solitude. You will be severing the boss and whatnot if you didn't throw your prismatic grenade and stuff at the boss. And as you can see, Microcosm doing insane damage as well. So yeah, if you're a person that don't know how to do damage rotation, Microcosm or Queen Breaker would be your next best thing to do a lot of DPS if you're not good with damage rotation. I highly recommend learning how to do a damage rotation because it does more damage. Yeah, you can't be as quick and efficient like PC players. I'm on console, but as you can see, me on console, I still did way more damage. So even if you're not perfect with your damage rotation on console, it's still way better than just holding the trigger on one weapon. You get a lot more done. Another damage rotation is if you're using Microcosm and whatnot. If you're not using Microcosm, I mean, if you use like a legendary weapon as your DPS, like whatever that strand linear fusion rifle is called, y'all know what I'm talking about, the ST whatever crap, right? Strand fusion rifle, linear fusion rifle from Vanguard. If using that, then you'll want to rock elemental honing on your Psycho Pump with Eris Arsenal, and then you'll want to put on Wither Horde, and then all you'll do is when boss DPS start, shoot Wither Horde, shoot Psycho Pump, and then just go crazy with that linear fusion rifle or your chill inhibitor, right? Just go crazy whatever heavy you rock for DPS. And the good thing about Psycho Pump, it's just so good for ad control. You can use this as your primary weapon and just rock special ammo finders in your helmet, and yeah, you'll be good and go. You're good and go golden. Okay, so those are the 3 different damage DPS builds you can run. One with DPS rotations, and then the others are, if you're not good with DPS rotations, it still do a lot of damage. And then that'll be the ad control build. If you don't want to run prismatic, which I don't understand why, it's the strongest build in the game, and if you're doing harder content, it should be the go-to. But if you don't want to rock prismatic, I did make other builds on the channel that is good for ad control all the way through. You got the Void build with Graviton Lance and stuff that I made. Void build, made a Strand build with Bar Dyad that's very good, putting out clones non-stop, and then you got Discord and your fusion rifle and whatnot. So I got some other builds on the channel that's very good if you don't want to rock what I just put down. Well, if you don't want to rock prismatic, basically. But prismatic would definitely be the way to go for harder in content, and since it's supposed to be contest level difficulty, then what I've suggested with prismatic builds is the way to go. You could go your punching build as usual, hunters. Shotgun punch with Caliban on and Lyre. Still works, still you know, holy and true. But yeah, I just want to show you guys what I'm running for Rite of the 9. I will drop the dim links in the comment section down below. Feel free to take them. And if you use them, it's gonna be a cakewalk. You're gonna hit all the DPS checks and everything. The going through the dungeons with the DPS builds, if you're rocking the Steel Hunt rocket combo for hunters, the second boss Inspire, literally a freaking harpy boss from like Garden for Salvation. You getting precision shots in the face, and if you hit the damage check, it gets stunned. You get even more DPS time in. So Steel Hunt and Golden Gun are gonna go crazy. This DPS is gonna go crazy for that situation. The Wyvern balls take more damage from super damage. So Titan's gonna be going more crazy. Titans and Warlock gonna be going more crazy with their supers in there. But Hunters, you could go Golden Gun and just make sure you hit the crit spot on the Wyvern if possible. Someone make him run Divinity for you if possible. If not, run Blade Barrage. I don't see there's no boss I see y'all using Tether. Well, us Hunters using Tether at all. Maybe the first boss in Prophecy with the Cabal boss, but it's not necessary. Every other boss, they move too much. You really don't need a Tether for DPS for them. Yeah, Spire, you're good to go with DPS build. Prophecy, you're good to go with the DPS build, especially the last boss Prophecy. You're always running. Get them headshots on that night, taking night balls. He'll die quick. And then deep balls, the wizard. Someone use the divinity bubble on the wizard balls, and you're golden. Golden Gun, Steel Hunter stuff gonna go crazy. You'll kill her very quick in 2 phases most likely. So yeah, the night balls, you can run this as well, or you just go microcosm. It works. It works. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Glad I can help. Go crazy and Rite of the 9. Until next time, love you guys. Appreciate you guys always. Let's try to get 30 channel members so we can actually make a Warlock and Titan on this channel before the expansion, and I'll make those builds for you guys as well. And until next time, stay up.